So this is a song, just calling it Dreams, based off the episode of KOllOK 1991 entitled Dreams, which was itself based off the Akira Kurosawa film Dreams. So it's a trip through 8 different dreams. So the song's kind of got 8 different sections, and each section kind of has, some commonalities and some differentiations as well, different themes to each part. And then there's a kind of a phrase that just builds up through that episode of KOllOK, and so we build that same phrase up through the song as well. So let's get a first listen here through of Dreams. I wanna go and play outside. Mama says we're gonna have to hide. Do you wanna go and play outside together? Together, 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 together. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you save her? Why didn't you save our girl? Why weren't you there for her? Why weren't you there for our girl? Together, ahoa, together, together, ahoa, together. The wave rises high and it comes crashing down. If it breaks our bones, well, it won't break our bond. Together, our bond. Together, together, our bond. Together. Fear of mine that I have died. My body breaks. Will you be close behind? Together, our bond breaks. Together, together, our bond breaks. Together. Mother loves you through your flaws, but we think that you could be better. We are all our own best versions. We'll make you a better person. Together, our bond breaks through. Together, our bond breaks through. The fire burns bright all through the night. Come follow us into its light. Together, our bond breaks through the. Together, our bond breaks through the. You've been touched just like the others, so there's no turning back. You might as well enjoy it before all you see is black. Together, our bond breaks through the black. the black. It's a celebration in the Valley of the Rock. The whole town gets together and we all go for a walk. To commemorate a whole life is the thing that we all do. Be thankful for today, the one we celebrate is you. Together, up on breaks through the Black Rock. 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 Through the Black Rock, up on breaks together. Through the Black Rock, up on breaks together. The Black Rock, up on breaks together. Black Rock, up on breaks together. Rock, up on breaks together. Together, up on breaks together. Together, bond breaks together. Together, breaks together. Together, together, together. So there it is, Dreams. So that's the full song. Thought I would talk a little bit about some of the different parts of it now. If people have any questions, feel free to ask. So the basic structure is these 8 different sections for the 8 different scenes. So there's 8 different dreams in both the show and the Kurosawa film. So Zach was able to find some pretty interesting kind of analogous things for each of those dreams, things that related into the world of KOllOK with those set of characters. So the first dream in KOllOK is called Daddy. So in the film, it's a young child, I guess a young version of Kurosawa, perhaps. Wanting to go and play outside, but it's been raining. His mother tells him he has to be very careful when he goes into the forest, not to get seen by the foxes, because it wasn't just raining; it was raining with the sun shining, which is kind of a interesting thing. And lots of places have different words for it. It's a somewhat uncommon occurrence that some people take to have some kind of mystical significance to it. So in KOllOK, it's Tibby and his little sister, who doesn't exist in real life but exists in his dreams. Little sister asking him to go play outside. So that's pretty much what the lyrics are there. I want to go and play outside. Mama says we're gonna have to hide. Do you want to go and play outside together? And then, together, obviously significant there, because that is the phrase that you probably noticed building up through the song, and certainly building up through the episode as well. During the episode, whenever anyone said any of these kind of key words that form the phrase through each section, the rest of the cast echoes that. So you say together, everybody else says together, together, together. So I made sure to try to include the kind of the key word that gets added in each dream. as part of the lyrics for that section. And kind of instrumental wise, it just, starts out very simple, just vocals and ukulele, no real effects there, not even any reverb. So start simple, and then we kind of add more and more. Let's play that part. I wanna go and play outside. Mama says we're gonna have to hide. Do you wanna go and play outside together? Together, 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 together. Yeah, so very simple, and then we start adding in some stuff, kind of the end of that together section, second time through the together, together, together. Start adding in some hints of kind of what's in the next section. So the next dream is called the Mickey Orchard. I believe it's just the peach tree or peach orchard in the film. So in the show, it's the whole cast playing different versions of Mickey, all with their iconic Mickey beanie. That's the way you know it's a Mickey, if they're wearing a beanie. And all kind of asking Tibby, why didn't you save us? So that's really all it is, lyrics wise. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you save her? Why didn't you save our girl? Why weren't you there for her? Why weren't you there for our girl? Those are, pretty much, I think, straight from the episode, the lines there. And then, the key word for this dream was our, so I had to include that. So that's where the why didn't you save our girl comes from. Why weren't you there for our girl? Then, we start building up the phrase more. So it's kind of just starts out as all just togethers, kind of filler for the other things that aren't there to kind of fill out the rhythm there. We start replacing things in that middle section. So together, our together. And then, I think for kind of instrumental wise, it just felt kind of louder, maybe a little whinier. That was kind of why I went with the electric guitar there, to kind of get that, why didn't you save me? Why didn't you save her? Why didn't you save our girl? And that's that. Do play a little bit with the panning there to kind of make it sound like it's multiple people asking, from the left and from the right. And then kind of echo the, hey, you Gamer NH, thanks for stopping by. We played through the song once. I'm just kind of going over some of the different parts of it now. So feel free to ask any questions. We're still pretty early on, just talking about the second section of it now. So I'll keep playing some parts of it, and then we can play it again at the end, the full song through. So it's a section, the electric guitar kind of for the rhythm, and also kind of echoing the melody as well, to try to capture some of that kind of whine there. So the Mickey Orchard. Together, together, together. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you save our girl? Why weren't you there for her? Why weren't you there for our girl? Together, our whole world, together. Together, our whole world, together. So there we go, the Mickey Orchard. And then you can kind of hear, again, at the end of that section, new stuff from the next section starting to come in. So the next dream is the lake. So in the show, it was, all the members of the Radar hanging out at the lake, as they did at the beginning of season 2. Um, Everything seems calm and fine, and then Tibby just sees this wave rising higher and higher and higher until it comes crashing down on him. So that's pretty much the lyrics there. The wave rises high and it comes crashing down. If it breaks our bones, well, it won't break our bond. And their bond is kind of the key word for this section. So that's the thing that's getting added into our phrase that we're building up. So we had to find a way to include that. So then our kind of chorus becomes, together our bond, together. So this one, we kind of backed off the guitar here, left that in the previous section. Just have some piano and kind of just fast arpeggios, basically on the same chords that we've been using throughout the whole song. Throughout the whole song, it's basically the same chords for each dream sections, and slightly different for the together part, but the same throughout the whole song, repeating over and over. So yeah, just felt kind of fluid and watery to kind of have the piano just going really, really fast like that. So that's The Lake. So let's take a listen to The Lake. So there we go, The Lake. Yeah. So then that moves into The Tunnel, which I believe is the exact same name from the film. I think it was just The Tunnel. In the film, it's kind of an officer in some sort of. You can almost see the waves and the piano arpeggios. Thank you. Yeah, that was definitely the kind of idea going for there. So glad that kind of came through. In the film, it's like an officer in the military and at the edge of a tunnel and sees a man coming out, ghostly pale, and it's someone who had kind of died under his command, but doesn't yet know that he is dead, and he has to kind of confront that. In the show, it's Tibby meeting Michael Hunt, who his body had kind of been broken from the incident at the lake. And then when they eventually kind of break Phobos, or break the grotto at least, everybody's powers go zap away. He dies. So yeah, it was kind of interesting because they hadn't really gotten a chance in the show to meet up with, or to kind of, well, he's dead, so I guess not meet up with him, but to kind of reckon with the fact that Mike was gone. Yeah. So and again, it's this Mike in Tibby's dream doesn't really comprehend yet that he is dead. So that's really where the lyrics are coming from. Fear of mine that I have died. My body breaks. Will you be close behind? And then maybe, kind of little nod there to I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. Kind of started out like that, at least. Went a little different direction, but you can maybe kind of see some some similarities there in the at least part of the melody in the words there. Yeah, so then breaks is the kind of the key word here from the stream. So that's kind of what gets added into our message. Together, our bond breaks together. And this kind of goes back a little simpler musically. Had kind of gotten a bit loud, a little bit frenetic. So this is kind of gives us a little calmer, a little bit of a respite. So this is mostly, vocals, ukulele, and I think added a little piano background, just slow chords there, but nothing like the kind of frenetic arpeggios of the last part. So this is The Tunnel. Our bond together, fear of mine that I have died, my body breaks, will you be close behind? Together our bond breaks, together our bond breaks, together. So there we go, The Tunnel, and you can kind of feel it building back up in intensity at the end there, going from the kind of slow chords on the piano to the just pounding every beat there, louder and louder. So the next dream is Mothers. In this one, we see Tibby kind of confronting some sort of mother figure there. Not clear exactly who it is, but talking about, trying to become from a more perfect version of himself. So he sees all the other members of the radar, all of his friends who think that they are, or claim that they are, their own best perfect versions, but Tibby still has flaws. So that's what this is. So we have, Mother loves you through your flaws, but we think that you could be better. We are all our own best versions. We'll make you a better person. And then so through here is the key word that's going into the phrase. So we got that there in that first line, Mother loves you through your flaws. So then that kind of gets us to the final section, at least, of the phrase, where we don't have to repeat together anymore. We get together, our bond breaks through hoo-hoo. Lots of syllables on through there. And so the music for this section is really a reference to the music from the film. So in the film, this is a dream called Crows, I believe, where the dreamer kind of goes and visits Vincent van Gogh, and kind of initially seeing him just in wheat fields painting, and then actually eventually kind of traveling through Van Gogh's paintings, and some kind of trippy visual effects there, which is pretty cool. But throughout this whole section, they're playing a Chopin piece called, I think named after the fact, Raindrops, for at least I think named for kind of a pounding, repeating note played over and over again, thought to be based off some dripping water that was probably driving him crazy. But so that music, I took that piano part pretty directly, a small part from that bigger piece. That's what kind of is the basis of the music for this section. And then kind of some affected vocals there, just because it kind of sounded cool to kind of make it a little grittier, make it a little scarier. So this is Mothers. Okay, so that's Mothers. And that vocal effect there was really a kind of a guitar effect. Just took that and then mixed it in with a non-distorted version to kind of make it a little easier to hear. I think just the fully distorted version sounds cool, but it's hard to actually make out what any of the words are. So kind of just mixed that back in with a non-distorted version to back off that a little bit. So that's Mothers. And then fades into KOllOK in red, the next dream. And this is, to be seeing all of KOllOK in flames, as has happened in the show at various times, and kind of confronting that. In the film, it's Fuji in red. It's Mount Fuji on fire after some sort of nuclear disaster. But both cases, a kind of terrifying disaster. So the lyrics here are all about that fire, and in the show we see some of the other characters encouraging Tibby to just follow them into the flames. So that's kind of what we have. The fire burns bright all through the night. Come follow us into its light. And here the keyword is just the, so that was not too challenging to get the in there. So we've got a couple thes there, so we're good there. So our phrase becomes together our bond breaks through the. Together our bond breaks through the. So here we go, KOllOK in red. Together our bond breaks through the fire burns bright all through the night. Come follow us into its light. Together our bond breaks through the. Together our bond breaks through the. Okay. So another slower section, then you can feel it certainly picking up in intensity going to the next section. You may be able to hear in there, kind of creepy, yeah. Lots of creepy stuff in this song. You may be able to hear some of that, repeated, just kind of droning on that same note from the previous section. So that's kind of extending that, and kind of playing with the instrumentation a little bit there. So it starts out as just a piano note, but then we add something else in. So I can show you that. So let's just solo that and that. So just that repeated A on the piano, and then you can kind of hear low volume here, but getting louder, that kind of ringing, resonant sound. Play just that as well. Anybody have any guesses about what instrument this was played on? Theremin? No. It is a pretty non-traditional instrument, even more so than theremin. Hear that? The water bottle. Little out of tune right now. Gotta get it tuned right. But yeah, that was a metal water bottle for the instrument there. So that is KOllOK in red, and that goes up into the Weeping Demon. So here, Tibby confronts a demon in the form of Laura, his friend Laura Bennett here, talking about how they've all been, or, many of them, including Tibby, had been touched by Phobos, and kind of poisoned by his energy. In the film, it's again a kind of a post-apocalyptic landscape. Who knows what's happened? And there is some terrifying demon there as well. So here it is, just talking about having been touched by Phobos, and then enjoying things before it's all over. So you've been touched just like the others, so there's no turning back. You might as well enjoy it before all you see is black. And that second half is, I think, pretty much directly from the show, a line that Abria says. And then our keyword here is black. So that's how the verse there ends, before all you see is black. And so that goes into our phrase we're still building up. Together, our bond breaks through the black. So almost all built up there. So this gets a kind of a little jazz feel to it. I wasn't really sure what to really do for music-wise for the Weeping Demon. So it's just kind of playing around with 666, the number of the beast. So putting some major sixth chords in there, playing around with just the sixth note of this scale, and it kind of just got a jazz feel to it. So that's kind of where it went up. So maybe a little incongruous to the dark nature of it. Little upbeat jazzy section. So the Weeping Demon. Together, our bond breaks through the. You've been touched just like the others, so there's no turning back. You might as well enjoy it before all you see is black. Together, our bond breaks through the black. Together, our bond breaks through the black. Yeah, so there's the Weeping Demon, little guitar and piano there for the chords, and then added in a bass line as well. That's just a fake software bass there. I don't have a real stand-up bass, nor could I really play it with any skill if I did have one. But I think that's kind of good enough for here. So it's just kind of a walking bass line there. So that's the Weeping Demon. And then you kind of hear the guitar falling out at the end of that section. We go back to kind of just piano and vocals for the final dream, Stone Valley. So here, Tibby finds himself in the town of Stone Valley, which is what KOllOK had been called in the past, and apparently what it is called in this version of the future that he sees. And there's this celebration. Everybody in town getting together. There's a parade. They all seem very excited and ask Tibby to join in. He's more than happy to come be a part of the celebration. And then he learns that the celebration is as kind of a funeral. It's a celebration of a person's life, and not just any person. It is a celebration of Tibby's life, as we see pretty much confirmed that this is finally, Tibby learns that this is the end of his life. This is his kind of final dream before he leaves the world. So went back for something a little simpler here, just vocals and piano. Yeah. So it goes, it's a celebration in the Valley of the Rock. The whole town joins together and we all go for a walk. To commemorate a whole life is the thing that we all do. Be thankful for today, the one we celebrate is you. And then, of course, our final keyword is the word rock, which was actually a little tricky to work in. The only reference to rock they really make in the show is like, oh, let's throw some rocks at trees. That's what we do for fun. That didn't really seem to fit in very naturally. So I just go with calling it the Valley of the Rock instead of Stone Valley. Not quite the same thing, but seems close enough. Seems good enough for poetic license there. So that's the final word. So that takes us to the full phrase that was building up throughout the whole show. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. And then there's a kind of big outro of kind of unwinding all that. But let's listen to Stone Valley. Together, our bond breaks through the black. It's a celebration in the Valley of the Rock. The whole town gets together and we all go for a walk. To commemorate a whole life is the thing that we all do. Be thankful for today, the one we celebrate is you. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. So that's kind of the end of the 8 dreams. Then we have a kind of big outro section. Attending one's own funeral is an interesting image. Yeah. Definitely. In the film, it is again a funeral, though not for the dreamer themselves. He finds himself in a town full of water wheels, water mills. What do you call those? A river with all those wheels that turn to do some work there. Sees all the children in town placing flowers on a rock. And, on talking to someone, learns that it is, all in celebration of someone's life. And it kind of ends with a big parade going through town that everyone joins in. So the outro is really just playing around with this phrase that got built up throughout the whole song. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. And so, because everything in KOllOK begins and ends again and reverses, figured we'd just kind of end the song by kind of unwinding that back down to where it started. So KOllOK, of course, is itself a palindrome. Same forwards and in reverse. So we kind of start playing around with reversing elements of that phrase. So we kind of build it up a little more with some extra instrumentation, and then we kind of start reversing things, pulling things back out until at the end it just ends up as together, together, together again. So let's listen to that outro. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. Together, together. Our bond breaks together. Together, bond breaks together. Together, breaks together. Together, together, together. So that's how we end. Go big, lots of stuff, and then strip it all away till we're left with nothing but one vocal line at the end there. So we can step a little bit through some of the different parts there, because there is a lot of stuff going on there in the middle. Show you some of the different stuff that got added in there. So we got guitar and piano as we've had through a lot of the song. Then we add in synthesizer. That's the kind of first build up there. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. Play just the synth part for hear that isolated. So just that by itself kind of adds a lot of volume to it. Just very, very full sound there. And then, yeah. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. So it's kind of buried there, but there's one more thing we add in there in that final section, which is the theremin part. So I can isolate that for you. It's actually played through twice in a different octave. So here's the theremin just by itself. You can maybe hear that in the mix. I think, especially if you listen to look for the very end of it, that part where it goes down, the pitch just kind of falls off at the end there. You probably hear that. Oops, let me find that part again. And then the other interesting thing there is we do something a little different with the piano there. So let me play you just that track now. This is when we first start going in reverse. We switch from together our bond break through the black rock to through the black rock our bond breaks together. So believe it or not, that is piano with a little bit of a processing on it. So let's now we can let's play the whole song through one more time. Now that I talked about all the different parts of it, then we can maybe do one more Easter egg at the end to show you one more cool thing. So let's listen to the whole song through one more time. This is Dreams. I wanna go and play outside. Mama says we're gonna have to hide. Do you wanna go and play outside together? Together, 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 together. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you save her? Why didn't you save our girl? Why weren't you there for her? Why weren't you there for our girl? Together, our together, together, our together. The wave rises high and it comes crashing down. If it breaks our bones, well, it won't break our bond. Together, our bond. Together, together, our bond. Together. Fear of mine that I have died. My body breaks. Will you be close behind? Together, our bond breaks. Together. Together, our bond breaks. Together. Mother loves you through your flaws, but we think that you could be better. We are all our own best versions. We'll make you a better person. Together, our bond breaks through. Together, our bond breaks through. The fire burns bright all through the night. Come follow us into its light. Together, our bond breaks through the. Together, our bond breaks through the. You've been touched just like the others, so there's no turning back. You might as well enjoy it before all you see is black. Together, our bond breaks through the black. Together, our bond breaks through the black. It's a celebration in the Valley of the Rock. The whole town gets together and we all go for a walk. To commemorate a whole life is the thing that we all do. Be thankful for today, the one we celebrate is you. Together, our bond breaks through the black rock. Together, up on breaks through the black rock. Together, up on breaks through the black rock. Together, up on breaks through the black rock. Through the black rock, up on breaks together. Through the black rock, up on breaks together. The black rock, up on breaks together. Black rock, up on breaks together. Rock, up on breaks together. Together, up on breaks together. Together, bond breaks together. Together, breaks together. Together, together, together. So that's the whole song there, all those parts put together. I promised you one last secret thing. So let me show you. Let me switch here. Does that work? Yeah. So here's the song. Here's what it looks like. Does that work? I wanna go and play house. Okay, there's our song. But then what if we do this? I told you that piano at the end, or that those chords at the end really were piano, even though they don't sound like piano. They were piano with some kind of effect on it. So what if we reverse the whole song? So here's our song reversed. The goose, the goose, the goose, the goose, scared, the goose, the goose, scared not, the goose. Scared not, the goose. The goose, scared not, car. The goose, scared not, car. Scared not, the goose. Scared not, the goose. Is it terrible as you know that this awful snappy was not helping if the hello, whatever my how forgot even how they take my soul. Cartha 11 in a share, but less a stick. Brother, scared Nava, Brother, scared Nava, of loves it at me. Minus'nun zevus, the hype got such a nibby. Scared Nava, scared Nava, scared Nava, scared Nava, for your face, So there you go. Dreams in forward and dreams in reverse. Yeah. So I think the main thing I wanted to show there was just that the end of the original song, the beginning of the reversed version, where you hear that piano part that sounds kind of weird and I don't know, almost like accordion maybe on the regular track, but then when you reverse it, you hear, oh, that's just piano that was played backwards. So I think that's really all the stuff I wanted to show. So if anybody has any questions, we can talk about that, or else we can just go and sing some songs. I think for now I will go ahead and I think you got your early preview of the song, but let's go ahead and release that for the whole wide world. We'll publish that on Bandcamp right now. Does that work? Dreams is now published.